Hey everyone, so prepare yourself. We're getting a lot of updates, and I do mean a lot in the following month. So be sure to like the video because we're going to be going through a lot of news that will be affecting Shiba Inu's price today, tomorrow, and next week. When Shib, we are case unofficially listing on eToro, and I plan to share updates soon. Hang tight, Shib fam. Of course, great news from eToro if the only Coinbase was as transparent. And I had the same thought, that would be great. eToro is decades ahead of Coinbase. Any FX parallel is way more versed with this. Communication is key. I worked on multiple exchanges matching engines for VS over 7 years. It's comical how Robinhood and Coinbase think they, because 18-year-olds rally them. Obviously, people are not happy. The most important factor here is that we're still getting on a lot of exchanges. There's a lot of more potential to get on exchanges. But people bought Shib and they're wondering why isn't the price growing? Swap has released. Why has the price not exploded? Swap wasn't gonna make it moon. People were just gonna transfer. Also, Swap is gonna take a few months before it creates an impact. And this is something I've been saying before. It might, make 2-3 months. Just like the other swaps that came out. It takes time. It's delayed effect. But it's here. Every single day we're getting closer to positive movement. Also, SafeMoon has over 2 million holders and less than half of our price. As we get more holders, that's the most important factor. I think we do have a lot more holders than that, probably close to 1 million. But the most important factor here is that we have a lot of holders on Binance, on different exchanges, and they count as one. We're doing fine. Keep holding my Shib, bro. And no problem. The only way I can make it of this jacked up crypto market is together as a community. Now, talking about the price, what's going to happen with Shiba Inu price? It seeks higher low as trader forecast 45K breakout is within weeks. We're within weeks to escape this nightmare, okay? It's a nightmare. Shiba Inu is not going up because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the main factor. If we all pumped Bitcoin with millions of dollars, then Shiba Inu would explode as well. But seriously here, Bitcoin will need several attempts, but resistance should ultimately fall to bulls. However, a heavy consolidation is also required, market participants explained. Seems like we could be seeing Bitcoin finally hitting over $45,000. And you broke the downtrend on high volume. You broke back into the range and made that HH. The area immediately after 40,000 remains a decisive hurdle to overcome for Bitcoin bulls. When we get to 50,000, it's only up from there. Right now, we are depending on Shib's price, but you can see, most altcoins have bottomed. It's not only Shiba Inu that's falling in price. When we survive this dip, then we can finally see the sunlight. We can see the sunshine. And we can see here that a lot of cryptos are falling, by 10%, by 8%, by 5%. And this means 80 to 150% run from the lows. I think most of them are bottom. So he's saying we're not going to be seeing much more of these dips, which is great news. Many major altcoins forward likewise with 24-hour losses of 10 or more, not uncommon at the time of writing. So a lot of these runs that went up also went heavily down out in the helpful forecast, repeating previous conviction about the altcoin market. And, we are seeing so many big changes here. The great part is that altcoins are following suit with Bitcoin and will most likely run towards the other side of the range too. This means waiting for 150% run from the low. So it means that 80 to 150% increase in the future. He's saying most of them are actually at the bottom and it can only go up. That is positive news for Shiba Inu. Right now, it's the best time to buy. Obviously not financial advice, but on 40K, we could be seeing Shiba Inu going back 100%, 150%. And I think Shiba Inu will have that massive advantage as it has Shiba Swap. It has updates. It had constant updates during the dip. And when the bull run starts, that's when, you will be rewarded for holding. The most important factor here is those who hold for the longest usually get the strongest rewards, including more competitive interest rates and flexible terms. Bitcoin price dropped to 37K has analysts warned of calling it a trend change. Bitcoin's price sold off below 37,000 shortly after topping 40,000 this week, leading analysts to caution that bears still have a few tricks up their sleeves. So the bears are still selling, the big institutions are still selling. It doesn't look so bullish, but we're only weeks away from breaking that bullish barrier. So brace yourself, SHIB holders. I know you can make it. We can see here funding rates increasingly negative, short bias, and obviously this is red. Red is bad, but we can saw pricing up here. Funding rates continue to trade negative, which indicates the net bias remains short Bitcoin. So we can see here, you know, the price has actually increased when it was green. See here, green, 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 green. A little more green, and we can see, you know, that it was a big drop when it was red at this point. So the trick in particular helps us identify that Monday's price rally is likely associated with the overall short squeeze, with funding rates continuing to trade at even more negative levels despite price rallying 30%. But investors are now very happy. Funds are flowing back into GBTC, and I talked about this, you know, about the big unlocks, as CEO Sonerstein reiterates plans to return grayscale crypto funds into ETFs. So things are not as bad as they seem. They're improving. The market is finally improving from what I'm seeing so far. And with Shiba Inu's constant updates, you know, newly found Monero bug may impact transaction privacy. Now would be the best time for Shiba Inu to make the privacy token that was rumored. If they make a privacy token, you know, a few months after Bone, now that Monero has this bug, but they're working on a software fix anyway, that would be perfect. You know, everyone loves privacy, especially if the project is fully decentralized. And, you know, Binance will work with regulators. We saw so much bad news from Binance, but right now, Changpeng Zhao has said that we are going to be seeing, you know, regulation going on. But we are going to be licensed everywhere. That means you can buy SHIB everywhere. I've led to the company for 4 years, and it's good. We've got to through this pivot, and as long as Binance and the CEO is around, they will let everyone buy Shiba Inu through Binance. Binance is controlling 90% of the market. Last week at CBC 10X Virtual Summit, CZ has considered himself more of a tech entrepreneur, while an individual well-versed in regulation might be suited to lead in a crypto exchange. So I'm actually looking for a senior person with strong compliance background, with a strong regulatory background to lead the entire operation. NFT games. When Shiba Inu gets its own NFT game, I'm pretty sure it would explode. Like, NFT games are exploding right now, and if someone created their own Shiba Inu NFT, there's a $3 million idea for you. I think a lot of people will use it. Obviously, it requires a lot of resources. That's why no one else has yet made a Shiba Inu game. But when we see that in the future, that will be awesome. You know, big partnerships. Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team joins fan token platform Socios. So we are already seeing sport partnerships. At some point, we'll be seeing these partnerships up with Shib, hopefully. But they cost a lot of money. But in chance fan engagement for fans of the Cavaliers around the world, an exciting partnership that we believe will eventually lead to enhanced fan engagement. So this is huge when the real world adoption and the crypto adoption is happening. Everyone is super happy about this. Look at this, 8% now staked. 8% of SHIB tokens are now kind of logged, but not really. And when we see that, I think Binance is actually staking these as well. So it's 14%. I might be wrong here, but this is a lot of money here overall. And I think that's 1 billion now being staked so far. So Binance staked all of their coins. We check over here. So that's about 15%, kind of locked. You know, that's the same as Coinburn, as almost the same as 15% being Coinburn. So we can see here, it's about 65% of the total supply is now not available to purchase. Even more than that, because, you know, a lot of these are from exchanges. So at some point, we are going to be seeing that massive increase that we have all been waiting for. This wallet hasn't been selling or basically doing anything for 90 days. So that's about 70% of the wallet not, or with the total supply not being used. Just something you should keep in mind. You know, Binance has staken its tokens, and it's going to be doing that for some time. Look, it just made a new transfer. Obviously, this is some big money coming in because Binance knows it's juicy money. Look at this, a 4 million transaction. This would buy a lot of people houses. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video. I'm very positive about the news I have heard so far. Until next time, peace everyone.